right, hello everybody. Thank you for joining. I am Riley with the T Storm Chasers, and we're going to take a look at your forecast. But before we do, here's a brief word from our sponsors at Cube Portable Storage.
What are you doing?
Decluttering?
Moving? Remodeling? In need of temporary storage, emergency cleanup, or just need to declutter? Cube Portable Storage has the perfect solution. Rent your Cube Portable Storage container today.
And don't forget, they got roll-off dumpsters for the other stuff. Call Cube Storage for all your moving needs.
All right, hello everyone. Happy Monday out there. Today is February 9th, 2026. Let's go ahead and jump into today's video. Take a look at our regional picture. And as you can see, we have some light rain showers across our region. Up here in northwestern South Dakota into north central South Dakota, we have some light rain showers up towards Buffalo and then over towards Mulbridge. And then over towards the northeast part of South Dakota as well, out towards Summit, Millbank areas, Ortonville, and then even into Minnesota, there is some light rain showers going on here. So, we're not expecting a lot of amounts out of this. This is very light activity, just enough to wet the patio and wet the sidewalks. Other than that, though, we are not seeing a whole lot. We do have a red flag warning. That's always a concern when we have really warm temperatures. So we have a red flag warning for the panhandle of Nebraska, so be on the lookout for that. And then down here, there's a red flag warning down towards the Grand Falls, Grand Island area, St. Paul area. Red flag warning down here. And then there is a flood watch that continues for eastern Nebraska, which includes the Omaha area as well. Now, temperature-wise, we are off to a mild start already, and we are going to be seeing a very, very warm day today, an extremely mild February day. Right now, we're at 39 in Sioux Falls. That's already above average for this time of the year. We're at 43 in Huron. We're at 42 in Aberdeen. We are at 43 in Pierre, 41 in Chamberlain. We're at 48 in Yankton. Into western South Dakota, we're at 38 in Buffalo, where we have some rain cooled air. We have 46 in Deadwood, 48 in Rapid. And then down into Nebraska, it is significantly warmer. We're already at 65 down here towards Ord, Broken Bow, Nebraska, 49 in Valentine, 63 degrees already in O'Neill. That's very April-like. Usually that's the temperatures that we see in April, not February. We're at 50 in North Platte. We're at 60 already in Grand Island. By the way, Grand Island and North Platte, Nebraska today are going to be in the upper 70s for daytime highs. Pretty incredible stuff. 47 this morning in Omaha. Into Iowa, we're at 45 in Des Moines, 32 in Waterloo. It is 55 in Carroll. That is the warmest spot in Iowa. We're at 40 in Spencer, 48 in Sioux City, and 37 in Esterville. Up in Minnesota, we're at 32 in Minneapolis, 33 in Mankato, 32 in Rochester, 35 in Alexandria, and 44 in Marshall. So overall, an extremely warm February day is ahead for our area. And we're going to get to that story. We're going to look ahead at the forecast ahead. We're going to look at the week ahead and much more here to get to. But let's hear a brief word now from our sponsor at CE Construction.
From roofing to siding, CE Construction is setting the standard across North and South Dakota. Our expert team delivers quality, durability, and trust on every project. CE Construction, Dakotans helping Dakotans with their roofing and siding needs. Call or visit us online.
Okay, so as we look at the European model and play this out, today we are again not seeing a whole lot here, although there could be some lingering showers in the northwest part of South Dakota. But other than that, we're pretty much not going to see anything here in this forecast. It's just going to be a warm, mild day ahead for our region. And then tomorrow, it's going to be another warm, mild day. Not as warm as yesterday, but, bottom line is there's a high-pressure system that's going to be over our region. And because of that, we are not going to be seeing anything. We're going to be dry out there. And then on Wednesday, we start to see the next system come in. Things have changed a little bit from what we saw last week. Last week, we saw a snow system for Wednesday, and that has changed a little bit. So the change here is instead of Wednesday, it's going to be Wednesday night into Thursday is what we're looking at, and some mixed precip possible here across eastern South Dakota into Minnesota, northwest Iowa, or northeast Nebraska. Some rain, some snow, and some freezing rain potential. All possible here with this system as we head into Thursday. And there you go. By Thursday afternoon, it looks like most of the snow is going to be along the I-29 corridor and points east into Minnesota and northern Iowa. And that's going to be that system there, and then it's going to clear out by Thursday night. So that's what we're looking at for that system. And now, again, we're not looking at much accumulation. It's going to be rain and snow, so any moisture that we do get, any snow that we get is going to melt because of how warm our pattern will be. And we'll get to that here in just a minute. Friday, we're not seeing anything in the forecast for you. And then for your weekend, there's going to be a system, it looks like, to our south, but it looks like overall we're not going to be seeing anything in our region. And then as we head into Sunday, finishing out your weekend, we don't see anything on the European model. Now, going into next week, at this time, the only thing we see is next Tuesday. There could be a little bit of a system passing through northern South Dakota, mainly in the form of rain, it looks like, by next Tuesday. And it could be a system up here in North Dakota and Minnesota. Northern Minnesota could see some snow. North Dakota could see some snow by the 17th into the 18th of February. That's next week. So there could be a system towards the middle of next week, something to watch and something we'll keep an eye on for you. But, it's still a ways out, but the European model is suggesting that. Now, again, just running through this, any moisture that we have today is going to be very light. And then, again, we'll get a break. And then by Thursday morning, we start to see this system. Wednesday night into Thursday, we see this next system that is going to move through our area with mixed precip, and then that will be the end of that. So as we run through the temperature map here over the next several days, today, here's what we're looking at. We're looking at, again, a very, very nice, warm, mild day today with daytime highs in the 50s, 60s, and even 70s down here in Nebraska. It's going to be very warm down south in Nebraska. And then for tomorrow, it looks like, again, will be slightly cooler, but this is still well above average for this time of the year. We're looking at temperatures in the 40s overall for our region. So it's still going to feel fairly nice on Tuesday. And then Wednesday will slightly warm back up into the 40s to low 50s across our area. Looks like Sioux Falls will probably be in the mid to upper 40s. And then on Thursday with that system, it looks like we'll see some cooler numbers here across Iowa and Minnesota into the 30s, and Sioux Falls looks to be in the low 40s. It just depends on how that system plays out. If we get more snow, it might cool the temperatures a bit back into the 30s. But if we see more rain out of this system, if we warm up a little bit more, it'll be mostly rain. So it really just depends on how warm the temperatures get for that system Wednesday night into Thursday. And then on Friday, we'll warm back up into the 40s and 50s for our region. 40s in the east, 50s out west. And then for your weekend on Saturday, look at that. 50s return to our region, widespread here. 50s in Sioux Falls and into Minnesota, Nebraska, and South Dakota. Our whole region is going to be very nice on Saturday. And then if we look a little bit farther out, starting on Sunday, look at that. We have 50s and 60s returning to the forecast here. For your Sunday, it looks like a very nice weekend overall for our region. Very nice mild temperatures. This is unseasonably warm for this time of the year. We should be around 30 degrees and we're going to be in some spots 30 degrees above 30. So we're looking at some really warm air. Now into early next week. Look at some of these numbers. 60s in the forecast. Could Sioux Falls, a week out from today, hit 60 degrees? That is absolutely possible. Everything that we've seen on these model runs are suggesting that we're going to be seeing some warmer temperatures heading into next week as well. So not only this week, but next week as well. Looks to be significantly warm. Now, next week could even be some of the warmest weather of the season so far. Now, again, Sioux Falls could very much hit 60 degrees next Monday. And widespread 50s and 60s across our region look very much possible. And then as we head into next Tuesday, the warm, mild air continues. As you can see, 50s and 60s once again in the forecast. Now, you do notice up here in northern Minnesota into North Dakota, there is some cooler temperatures. There is some cooler weather that is going to be making its way here up into, again, northern Minnesota and northern North Dakota. And that is something to watch. It's something to keep an eye on, as we might start to see some clashing going on between air masses, between the warmer Gulf air and Pacific air, and then the northern Canada air. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out next week. But the overall trends here, this is next Wednesday. Look at this, 60s across the area, 60s for Sioux Falls. And, this is pretty legit. I think this is probably going to be what's gonna happen here. I mean, we're looking at some very warm temperatures in the forecast for this week and next week. And then by Thursday, it looks like maybe by the 19th into the 20th, maybe that's when we'll start to cool it down. There is some trends that are suggesting around the 20th of February to be when we would cool down. Now, it might be delayed a couple of days, but it does look like as we head into the latter part of February, as we head into the last week of February, it does look like we are going to finally cool things down. So that is what we have here for our forecast ahead. We'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and turn those notifications on. You don't want to miss any of our content coming your way. And also, be sure to drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you guys. And also, be sure to check us out on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok as well. You don't want to miss our content over there. So, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. We'll be back for a couple more videos today.